Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what part of the world you're in. Now, I'm just going to wait for YouTube to catch up and see if it's okay. Let me know if you're watching live, if you can see me. I haven't got the YouTube room up yet, so let me get that up so I can see. We've got a packed webinar for you tonight. I think you're going to love it. We've got a special guest that's going to do a presentation for us. And so it's going to be absolutely blinding. It really is. So let me just go over to find the live itself. And so hopefully you're watching. Never worked with children, animals, and the internet. Let me just check. This should be what I'm looking for. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So I'm all nice and live on YouTube. So hopefully you're watching and you're ready to get any questions you've got. You can keep those for the end of the broadcast, end of our guests, presentation, end of the presentation, so that you can, I'll wait for the questions then, because you can watch the presentation. And if you've got any questions after that, that will be the place to do them, is right after there. So let me just pop this into a few groups to let people know I'm gone live. Where are we? So how are you all doing? Let me know where you are. Let me know how you are. And, I'm one of them people that can't talk and type at the same time. So because I'm a dyslexic donkey, let me, take that off, go in. There we go. Let's just see. Go down here. Where are we? This one. This is what I'm looking for. So talk amongst yourselves. Feel free to add any questions that you've got already. You can ask some questions. Let me just post these in here. And then I'm just going to pop it on Facebook as well. Now, the idea of these broadcasts, like I said on my last time we did Johnny Blockchain. And today we're doing AURUM. And the purpose of them is so that you can invite your guests, because these presentations will speak volumes for you and it will help you grow your business. Now, if you're in the Telegram group for the, our own Telegram group, where's it gone? I've lost it. Here it is. If you're in our Telegram group, when I find it, let me find it again. Sometimes I can't see the wood for the trees. Here we go. So if you're in our Telegram group for AURUM, what I'm doing is I'm offering to grow your business for you. And basically, you need to deposit $1,000 into your XI bot and your XR AI bot. And then I will personally help you build your business. I'll promote your affiliate link for you. I've already got a few people that have taken up on this. And so what I'll be doing is I'll be pausing this soon. And then I'm going to up the ante a little bit and say, you're going to need to put a bit more money in if you want me to promote your business for you and promote your affiliate link. Now, with it is, I want to say that it doesn't matter if I'm your sponsor. It doesn't matter if you're, you've been brought into this business by somebody else, providing you're in our team. Now we'll notify you. You send your sponsor a message saying, look, I'd like Jeremy to promote my affiliate link for me and build my business for me. And then that person's got to then speak to their upline, and eventually it'll get back to me, because I want to make sure you're in my team somewhere, or in our team somewhere along down the line there. So what we got, let's have a look. Good to see you live. So let's just show these up on there. Whoops, there we go. Good to see you live. Thanks for coming. Next one we've got is, where has it gone there? I can't see it. From San Antonio, Texas, United States. Welcome from America. We've got Tony. Well, I know Tony's in the UK. And we've got Joe, and I know Joe's in the UK. So let me know where you are and where you're watching from. And then I'm just waiting for this webinar to go to get on the way. I'm just waiting for HP to join us, and then we'll hand over to him, and he's going to do an absolutely blinding presentation, and I think you're going to love it. So I wanted to jump on early just to sort of make sure everybody got in and got their seat so that we can get this place up and running as soon as possible. So I've joined this business literally, I think now it's been about 3 weeks, and I can't tell you how fantastic it is. I can't tell you that. I think it's got, we got somebody here, look at that, from Barbados. Welcome from Barbados. Now it's giving me a daily return, and I think it's gonna work in good with Johnny Blockchain. I really do, because it's a different type of trading robot. You know, it's not a conflict at all, because with Johnny Blockchain, you're setting up your bots on Binance or via your MetaMask wallet, so you're in control of your funds. Now with Aurum, you're giving them your funds, so that's where the difference is between Johnny Blockchain and Aurum. But you know, from what I've seen from this business so far, I'm so impressed with it. I really am, and I think it's going to go to the moon. And it's not officially launched yet. Now they're launching in January, even though the business has been around for about 15 months, a year and a half, somewhere around there. But they didn't have Brian on board, and Brian, you know, has got a lot of ideas of where he wants to take the business. The people who own the business are running with these ideas, and you're going to see what they are tonight. You know, it's absolutely fantastic. It really is. So we're just waiting now. We've only got another 6 minutes, because I know HP will be on time. So hopefully he's going to be broadcasting any moment, and then I'll share my screen so that you can see his presentation. I think you're really going to love it. So this one, look at this. Look. From sunny Wales. How's the weather there in Wales? Paul, I presume that's Paul, because it's Paul B there. How's the weather in Wales? Here in London, it's been a nightmare. It really has. Yesterday, it just poured down. We went to Kew Gardens, and it just poured. The heavens opened. We've got a membership for Kew Gardens. The kids love going there, and they can run free. They've got a play area and all that for a venture playground for the kids, and it's a great place to go. But we got there within half hour, the heavens opened, but we all got wet. It didn't matter. Right, so the numbers have dropped off. We got 9 people. We started with 11, so I don't know why they're disappearing before we even get started. But hopefully you're going to stick around, and I'll just wait and just see how HP's doing. I can see he's getting ready, so we won't be long, and we'll be going live, and then I can stop rambling, basically. But I wanted you to jump on early, so you made sure you didn't miss this, because I think this is going to be fantastic. Now, these webinars, I'm going to be doing 2 or 3 a week, but the presentation that you're going to watch tonight, if you're in our Telegram group, I'm going to give you the link to that each time, because they're done, I think it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So you've got plenty of time to, you've got great evenings to invite people, or mornings, depending on where you are in the world. But they're broadcasted at 8 p.m. For Greenwich Mean Time, because we're now in the winter. And, they're just going to be, they're so useful, because if you keep coming to them and invite people, it's going to help you grow your business. It really is. And you're going to learn something every time you watch these presentations, because you pick up a bit more new information, and it's so valuable to be on them to grow your business if you really want to take your Aurum business to the next level. Let me just see how HP's doing. Bear with me. Yep, we're still waiting. He won't be long. I can see 5 minutes we've got. So we've got 5 minutes. So, so tell me, have you all created yourself an account with Aurum? And have you been invited to this hangout from somebody else, or is it you're already in and you want to get a bit more details about it? Have you made a deposit? Have you done? I've put a deposit in. I know there's a few faces on here that have made a deposit. So let me know. Let me know. Here we go. Let's just see. We're going to go. live in a minute. I'm going to switch. So we've got about 4 minutes to go before HP comes on. Already made making a daily profit. Yeah, I know it's a good little thing. Here we go. I think he's ready. I'm going to
2023. The world was still living by the old financial logic, but we pressed start. We wanted to create an ecosystem that would unite artificial intelligence and finance to make asset management simple, scalable, and secure. That's how AURUM was born. The starting point was EXAI Bot, the first AI-powered trading solution, an algorithm that laid the foundation for an entire era. From that moment, we began expanding at the speed of light. We've built and are implementing a vision that includes trading AI bots, exchanges, neobank, crypto cards, and real-world asset tokenization, official registration in Hong Kong, and the first features in global media. The creation of AURUM Neobank, the launch of Zeus AI Bot, and the flash loan license surpassing $1 million in profits. The opening of our headquarters in Dubai, where hundreds of industry leaders gathered. The world started to talk about us. We were featured by Binance, Benzinga, Crypto Reporter, and Blockchain Wire. Forbes called us the new infrastructure of global finance, but this is no time to pause. We're gaining momentum. We launch AURUM Academy, strengthen our team, and appoint Brian Benson, a professional with 27 years of experience, as our CEO. Global events in Vietnam, Dubai, and Antalya, thousands of cards sold, and the launch of the AI agent ecosystem. Today, we stand on the stage of Token 2049 Singapore, alongside the leaders of Binance, Tether, KuCoin, and Tron. And this moment once again proves AURUM is a global ecosystem of worldwide scale. But the most important part, this is only the beginning. The next decade will be one of expansion. In 2025 to 2026, we bring AURUM Neobank to the mass market. Hundreds of thousands of users, millions of transactions. The launch of AURUM Exchange, which reaches $5 billion in trading volume within its first year. AI bots manage over $100 million in assets. The first 5,000 cash-in and withdrawal terminals appear. AURUM establishes its presence in 10 countries and secures its position in the global market. In 2027 to 2028, we raise the bar. Neobank reaches 2 million users and 1.5 million cards. During this period, AURUM DEX, a next-generation decentralized exchange, launches. Personalized AI-based services emerge. Credit scoring and capital management. The first RWA deals worth $500 million are integrated. The terminal network expands to 20,000 points across 20 countries. By 2029, Neobank evolves into a super app. Flight bookings, taxis, car rentals, food delivery, while transactions exceed $20 billion. AURUM DEX cements its position within the ecosystem with $5 billion in trading volume, becoming a key element of AURUM's DeFi direction. AI agents operate for hundreds of thousands of businesses, and RWA grows to $5 billion. AURUM becomes an ecosystem that accompanies users every day. In 2030 to 2033, we reach global scale. Neobank's user base hits 12 million and over 10 million cards. Inside the super app, 15 to 20 integrated services and partnerships with 500 global brands. AURUM Exchange reaches $90 billion in trading volume and enters the top 10 global crypto exchanges. The terminal network expands to 100,000 plus locations across 50 plus countries. The annual AURUM Global Summit gathers 5,000 leaders. By 2033 to 2035, AURUM Neobank enters the top 5 global neobanks with a valuation of $10 billion plus. AURUM Exchange remains in the top 10, while AURUM DEX surpasses $20 billion in trading volume. AI manages over $5 billion in assets, and RWA exceeds $20 billion. We are present in 75 countries, with 1,000 global partners and over 100,000 terminals. The AURUM Global Summit brings together 10,000 industry leaders. AURUM becomes the symbol of a new financial era, a system that made finance accessible to everyone, a story that has already transformed the industry, and a future that already belongs to us.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for attending our Zoom today. Great to have so many people on from all over the world. And Let's tell you some of the names here in case one of your guests is here. But you should always have a phone call with your guest about 15 minutes in advance. I suggest that when you're inviting a guest, please do your best or your utmost to have them maybe attend on a computer or an iPad, so they can see the full screen. Using a cell phone is fine, but too many distractions, too much social media, the ability to walk around and not focus, because we have some fabulous information we believe to share with you tonight. Or today, because I know some of you it's in the afternoon, and I think maybe some of you it's early morning as well. Some of the names here I just can't pronounce, and it's fantastic, guys. Abosedi, welcome to the call, and you're a guest, and you're the first one with an A name, and of course we have Adi as well in the call, and Aggie, and Ali, and Alerts, and Andrew, and the A's get me all the time. So many A's. Andy B, of course, welcome to the call, Andy. Angora's here, Anja's here. Thank you for joining, Anja, and we've also got Anto here, and Arif, of course. The great Arif from Canada is here as well. We've got Harold here as well, and Ava the Flavor is here. I'm just in the A's, guys. Can you imagine how many people are on this call? I can tell you we're starting to get some great traction here. Last night we had 184 today. Last night we had 188. Already we have 184 on tonight's call. So I'm not going to read all these names out. It's your job to contact your guest in advance of the call and agree to call them afterwards to answer their very valid questions. We've just lost somebody. We had 184. We've now 183. I must have said something. Okay. Or maybe their connection. Sometimes people get a poor connection and it knocks them off, and they'll come back in. But with that said, I just want to go to the bottom for a moment, please, because I want to see a Zoom user here. I always like to see Zoom users. I normally have 4 or 5 Zoom users. I don't know who they are. It's quite easy, guys, to change your name. I'm way down. I'm scrolling down. I'm only down as far as STB. Yeah, you're here. Zoom users here. Zoom user in the house. Welcome to the call. One more second. I need to go see his iPhone here. I always see iPhone. Let's go and see his iPhone in the house. Where is LM? I'm going backwards now. Oh, I can't even find the eyes. E-box here. That starts with I, unless it's iBook. Is it e-book or iBook? It's in the numbers is here. Wow, what a name. It's in the numbers. It certainly is in the numbers. Anyway, let's not waste any more time. I kind of do that just to give you an idea who's in the room, and also to allow some of the latecomers just to get that last opportunity to join in. But very, very soon we will start exactly on time. We'll not put up with any of these latecomers, and we're up to 186. So well done to you guys. Now, what do I have to do to get this thing to go? I need to click here, and then I click record, and then I click to the cloud, and off we go. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for attending on this presentation. We're here to look and examine, I suppose, what's known as the AURUM exchange, the AURUM platform, the AURUM ecosystem, a fabulous project that I came across earlier this year. And my job tonight is just to share some information with you. It's my own views, my own opinions, my own due diligence, and of course, it's very prudent for you to do your own. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't give you any advice. I'm not licensed to do that. I'm not an accountant or a CPA to explain how business operates. I think it's always a good idea to go and speak to a professional from that industry that you're getting involved with. It doesn't matter what business that is, whether it's a coffee shop or a hairdresser's or a taxi business. You've got to go and speak to those guys and find out some of the issues and the licensing and those type of things. And what we explain to you tonight may or may not be relevant in your country. I'm not sure what the regulation is in your country, but my job is just as an educator to give you an overview on this platform and how it's been operating. Now, the good news is we've got a real cool guy behind it. We've got Mr. Brian Benson from California. Did his university over in Santa Barbara. And when he left university, he went straight into the banking industry. And he worked for a company over there called Dean Witter. Dean Witter, if you've heard of Dean Witter. Dean Witter was eventually bought up by Morgan Stanley, a very big brand. And Brian was one of their top traders. He traded currencies, Forex, foreign currency, was very, very successful. When he left the bank, he moved over to a company called Binance. And again, this is a very, very large conglomerate. It's a company that came from nowhere, faster than Tesla, faster than Microsoft, faster than Apple. Binance is called one of these unicorn companies. And it didn't come with ease. It came difficult because Brian's job, he was a director over there in Binance, very important role. And his job, because he had the language, he had the Spanish language. There's a big influence in Southern California from the Spanish language, and Brian majored in that at university. He was able, in the right candidate with the trading background and his experience, to go and open the South American markets, the LATAM. He opened the Mexican market, which is a very big market for Binance. And he had to do the due diligence and whatever was relevant to get the company established. I believe Brian told me himself that the Binance companies were originally in his name in Mexico, in Peru, Colombia. Where else did he open? Brazil, Chile, Argentina, those big markets. And once CZ, the CEO at that time, once he was taking over the markets, they changed to Binance company. So he had a very, very integral role and very, very important role. He saw so many people becoming millionaires and multimillionaires at those times. And now Brian has moved to be the CEO of AURUM, and his role is to open this AURUM exchange. He's going to emulate Binance in a certain way. We cannot say it's going to be as good or better than Binance. That would be unfair, but he's certainly going to give it a good attempt. And when he worked for Binance, he got paid in what's called the BNB token. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. The BNB token was the utility coin that operated for the transaction fees on the Binance blockchain on the BNB, the BEP20 network. And he was paid in that. That's how he got his salary. And in those days, BNB started at $0.8 cent, $0.8 cent. And now, if you check out it's over $1,100. But he's going to create the AURUM token, which will be the utility token on our exchange. And tonight, we're not going to talk so much about that. We're just giving you some kind of overview on the future. We started this presentation with a short video that showed a 10-year roadmap for the rollout of this particular opportunity. And I think having Brian as the CEO, with his experience and his connections, it's the connections that are very, very important. You'll understand why in a moment. Now, of course, I had never heard of Brian prior to seeing this opportunity. So I did a quick Google search, as I'm sure you will do yourself. And I typed in Brian Benson. So please get his name right, B-R-Y-A-N, Brian Benson. Binance is what I searched. And I clicked the images tab. Can you see here? And I was excited. I went, wow, this guy's everywhere. This is important. That it's a real person, that's a person with credibility, it's a person that's well known, a person that's been interviewed by so many people. And I've got a short clip of an interview coming up for you now, but it was also exciting to see that Forbes had written very positively about the AURUM platform. I think they've written more than once about them. I know that they had a valuation done of $100 million at one point. And it also says here that AURUM's providing institutional grade trading, and that's important. I would expect that from the likes of Brian Benson, but institutional grade trading is a different level. I would call it a more safe, secure, less risky type of situation, because the parameters for risk are tightened based on having institutional grade money trading over there. And I believe that 70% of the volume traded with AURUM right now is not coming from customers like you and me. It's coming from the high net worth individuals, from the venture capitalists, those type of high net worth individuals, or what you might call accredited investors. So that's where the bulk of their business is happening. And very recently, they've opened the doors to people like ourselves, with a view to us populating the exchange, with a view to us being wallet holders, token holders for the AURUM token. Now, what else did we find out? Yes. What about this, guys? Little piece of plastic, but there's two names on it. One is called AURUM and the other's called, yes, one of the biggest money movers in the world, Visa. And obviously, we would expect that the issuing bank who allows these cards to go out there have done their due diligence on this company as well. And that's very important for people like you and me, the consumers, that when we see Visa We can assume that they know who the directors are. They've seen the memorandum of articles. I'm sure they have a big chunk in reserve set over there as a liquidity provider for this card. I would say, you know, they've checked out the relevant licenses. It's very, very exciting to see that already, not in the future, right now, AURUM and this issuing bank with the Visa card is on board. And this allows you, if you're using some of their products, to withdraw to the Visa card, which gives you the flexibility to spend your money anywhere where Visa and MasterCard are accepted. There's a couple of important points I want to talk about this a little bit later, but we also have MasterCard situation as well. We have the MasterCard rails and the Visa rails on board with this particular opportunity. And then to cap it all, we learned that Brian Benson was one of the speakers at the Token 2049 event. Now, this is the world's largest cryptocurrency or blockchain seminar on the planet. There were over 25,000 people attending. Brian was one of the speakers alongside his buddy, Richard Tang. Now, Richard and Brian worked together in Binance. And at that time, a guy called CZ was the CEO of Binance. And of course, when CZ moved on, Richard took the CEO role, but Brian moved over here. Now he's the CEO of Binance. But it's interesting to see that these two buddies now were major speakers at this event, and that was not so long ago. So that was quite good. And I also got the feeling that here we have a company that's not afraid to be exposed, a company that's presenting itself in front of 25,000, let's call them crypto experts, who would attend an event like this. And they had a stand there, and by all reports, it was exceptional. In fact, I heard that on the last day, people were paying $1,400 to get a ticket to get into this event. So, I mean, I wouldn't pay it for the best band in the world to go see them. And hey, we're paying $1,400 to go in and see this man and others talking about AI, cryptocurrency, trading exchanges. And they were putting themselves out there to find liquidity providers for their exchange. And that's coming up very, very soon. Now, when we look into the future, they have terminal. POS stands for point of sale terminal. You're familiar with these around the shops and merchants around the world. But this device, based on the AURUM platform, will be tied into this new AURUM Neo Bank. You'll be able to use fiat currency here and cryptocurrency, pay for your goods with this kind of device. So this is part of the bigger ecosystem, as is these ATM machines. Now, what's different about these ATM machines? These are called two-way ATM machines. What's two-way mean? Well, let's suggest you have some dollars or some euro or some pounds, and you insert the cash into these machines. It can populate your wallet with cryptocurrency. You convert cash to crypto. But also, what we're more familiar with is we go up to the machine and we want to withdraw the cash. How does that work? Well, let's say you had USDT on your account, your cryptocurrency account, and you go, okay, I want $200. You create a QR code for $200. You scan it on the ATM machine. It reads this $200, and you get the cash out. So it's a two-way, money in and money out system. So this is part of their bigger system. On top of that, they've got this new product that they're going to launch when the exchange goes live, where you can put your cryptos without risk and without trading. Yes, lots of people don't even want to trade. So if you have a little bit of Bitcoin or Ethereum or XRP or USDT just sitting about on an exchange doing nothing, here you can stake it. And you get annual yields of somewhere between 17 and 20%. Now think about that, between 17 and 20% annually. That beats the bank. That beats property and real estate. That beats gold. For traditional business owners to park their asset up without trading it. And here's the good news, guys. There's no lock-in on this. If you wanted to do it for a day, you can do it for a day. If you want to do it for a week or a month, you can do it for a month. So there's no term deployment of your capital. But here, these assets can earn you an annual yield. A very, very nice product, guys, for those that don't want necessarily to trade. Now, let's hear from Brian Benson himself. How's that? Brian has been interviewed many, many times. I've listened to, I suppose, 3 or 4 different ones, but I've just taken a short snapshot of the purpose of what he's trying to do here. He wants to create another billion-dollar business, just like he did over in Binance. I mean, he was a big part of their success in the early days. And he wants to do and emulate that again if he can over here at AURUM. But he also says in this that he wants to create 1,000 millionaires. Now, isn't that interesting? 1,000 millionaires. So let's have a listen to him and see, can you find a visionary leadership inside this with comments like this?
I think if I have to sum it up in one word, it's ecosystem. At AURUM, we're building an ecosystem, and we're really trying to focus on getting this thing to a unicorn status. And what I like to say is we want to create 1,000 millionaires. And so if we can do that, then that will be $1 billion business. That will be a unicorn, and we'll be very excited if we can accomplish that. And we're well on our way to that. So
there you go. Rumors are he's already created 1 millionaire so far in a very short period, and there's 999 places left. So that's up to you to roll up your sleeves if you get behind his vision, if you get behind his products, and there's certainly an opportunity for some people out there to do remarkably well with this opportunity. Imagine you could go back and wind the clock back to the beginning of Bitcoin and get Bitcoin at 10 cents or $1 or $3 or $30 or $100. Imagine you could go back and get BNB at 8 cents when it launched, or 10 cents or 30 cents when it's now $1,100. So the BNB, if that's emulated here with the AURUM token, I believe there's an opportunity in the future with this gentleman. That's my own views, of course. You're entitled to formulate your own views. Now, to get involved in the platform is not free. Here's the good news. It costs $20 for the year, just $19.99 US dollars. Think about this, guys. What business on the planet could you start for $20? Really, think about it. With no rent, no rates, no mortgage, no loan, no products to develop, no staff, no employees, no insurance, no deliveries. For $20, you've got an international fintech business that allows you to avail of all of their products, except this card that I'm going to talk about later, because there's a very special card you're going to find out in a moment. Now, let's talk about some of the products. My favorite product is the EXI bot. What do I like about this? I like the fact that it's the best producing bot. I also like the fact that it's been around for over 2 years, 2.5 years almost. And it's doing on average about 17.5% a month, okay? The worst month achieved was 9%. The best month was 23. In around the middle, you're talking about 17.5% per month, not per year, per month. That's exceptional. Now, you and I is not going to get that 17.5%, but I'm going to show you what is available. At this point in time on the screen, you can see on the 14th of October this year, 2025, there was just less than $44 million in this one bot. Now, they have 5 or 6 bots. This is just one. They have over $44 million. I've learned recently that it's now surpassed $50 million already. So there's a massive amount of uptake with this particular product. Very, very exciting product. Now, depending on what you deposit in your own account will determine the reward that you'll achieve. Okay, so think of this like a bank account. It's the new Neo Bank. That's what they're calling it, the Neo Bank. And you create an account over at that bank and you deposit, let's say, $106 or $127. We'll make a number up, right? That $127 is going to fall into the first category, and those customers will benefit to the tune of about 10% a month. Now, these aren't fixed numbers. These are moving numbers because you can't predict the future. But on average, in the term that has already been trading, it's realizing about 10% a month. So that's pretty cool. Now, for those of you that could manage more than that, let's say you were able to do, I'll make this up, $446. Well, that's going to fall into the second category. Can you see that? And those customers will benefit at the tune of about 11% a month. And as it goes up, let's say you could do $1,904, you'll fall into the third category, you'll get 12%, etc., etc. Therefore, the higher the deposit you make into your own account, the better the reward you get from the product. Now, there's 2 things I want to talk about here. Number one, let's say you start at a lower category and you'd like to get a higher benefit. How would you do that? There's 2 ways. The first way is to allow the account to compound and trade up. So let's say you had $240 as a deposit, and then 2 or 3 weeks later you logged in and it was at $272. You would be benefiting at 11% because your account has traded its way up to the second category by trading. The other way you could do it is you could actually make a top-up deposit. So maybe at the end of the month when money's plentiful, or maybe it's the beginning of the month for you, or maybe it's never never plentiful. But when you have some extra money to put onto the account, you could top it up to a higher level if you understand that. And that's pretty good. And the other thing that's important, guys, is the company's always making money as well. We need a company to be around, to be strong. So therefore, for those customers enjoying 10%, the company benefits to the tune of 7%. It's getting the spread. It's getting the difference between the average trading of about 17.5% a month. They're getting that difference. For those getting 11%, the company gets 6. For those getting 12, the company gets 5. For those that are trading getting 13%, the company still makes 4% on those accounts. So the company's always winning. And in fact, the bulk of the customers, we believe, will probably be at the lower end, somewhere between $100 and $4,999. That's probably where the mass customer base will lie, and that's where the company makes its most money. Funny enough, they said the larger customer has less customer support required for a larger customer, and they get a better benefit. So with that said, that's really the first product. Good news is you can take out your profit any day you wish. You could actually take it out multiple times a day, I suppose. No, maybe you couldn't because it wouldn't have generated enough, but certainly you can take out your profits every day. And the withdrawal fees, just to note, are 1% plus $1. Quite good. Now they have different bots doing different things, and it's down to what's important to you, to your own portfolio. You have to decide that. This one has a certain amount of parameters and rules around it, but there are others have a different set of rules, and you can learn that from our trainings. You can learn that from the person that invited you. But I want to show you a typical customer account. This customer was happy to share this with us. The account was started on the 17th of April this year. You can see that on the left-hand side. And on the right-hand side, at the bottom right, I'd like the new people to take a quick look down there. It says the 17th of September. So what we're looking at here is a 5-month trading period. And this account has gone from a $500 deposit to $882 in those 5 months. Now, you've got to ask yourself, is that good? Is that bad? Is that reasonable? Is that too much? Or is it not enough? What do you think? You started with 500, you've 882, you've made $382. Well, I'm going to tell you something. That's exceptional. And here's why. If you bought a property at $100,000, you probably would expect that property to grow at a rate of about 10% a year. Well, this account has done 76% in 5 months. And how you calculate that, guys, is you take the profit element, which is 382. You set that over the top of the 500 deposit. You divide one into the other. You multiply it by 100%. You come up with your answer, 76%. That's the same as buying a property on the 17th of April for $100,000 and selling it on the 17th of September, 5 months later, for $176,400. Is that good business? Well, that's this product, isn't it sensational? Now, for those you have got larger deposits, maybe you know a customer that might enjoy this. We have a larger account here. This one was started on the 10th of April. It ends in, you can see the account number here. It ends in 1972. Can you see that? B3441972. Started on the 10th of April with $10,000. And if we go to the right-hand corner, guys, we can see that this snapshot from this account was taken on the 16th of May at 10:23 p.m. I'm not sure is that AM or PM, doesn't matter. Okay, it was taken on the 16th of May. The account was started on the 10th of April. Well, that represents 5 weeks, okay? It's a day short of 5 weeks. How has the account done? The $10,000 after 5 weeks is now $12,360. I think that's sensational. That's 23% in 5 weeks. How did the account look like after 10 weeks? Well, here it is. On the 24th of June at 1:38, the account was standing at $15,500. The 10,000 is now 15.5 after 10 short weeks. That's 55%. If you were to take that out on a weekly basis, the profit, you're looking at what, $550 a week? Incredible. And if we look at the 10th of July, we can see the account has grown to $17,000. That's 74%. And this particular account doubled in 4 months. I'm not going to say yours is doubling because past performance is not indicative of future results, because there's a number of parameters here we need to look at. The first thing is, did your account start with the same amount, or was it less, or was it more? The second thing is, this account, we can see The customer has chosen to compound. They've chosen to reinvest the profit. What does that mean? Well, here's what it means. When you fund your account, this reinvestment button is not engaged. It's not turned on, and the company won't do that for you. That's your prerogative. That's your obligation to go and find that button if you wish to do this, and you slide it to the right to get it to reinvest. What does it mean? It means instead of your profit being arranged today to go out to your wallet for a withdrawal, you're opting to allow the profit to stay inside Binance. Okay, so let's say you're trading on Binance, the deposit's there, but the daily profit rolls up as a compounding amount. So the principal and profit are trading together. That's what this means. And if you understand the power of compounding, go and Google it, go and YouTube it. It's sensational. And that's why this account has in particularly done so well. It has doubled itself in just 4 short months. And lots of people are excited about this type of product. Now, of course, if you have a lower deposit, you're not going to do it. It's not going to be like this. It's going to be much less. And if you have a larger deposit, I'm not sure if it's going to be much more, but this customer is certainly very, very satisfied with 100% returns in just 4 months. Okay, with that said, we can now look at this account as of the 26th of October. Can you see here? 26th of October. I'd just like to go back and show you this here screenshot was taken on the 10th of August. September, October, 2 months later, this same account ending in 1972, commenced on the 10th of April, is showing $31,000 now. It's made another 10,000 since that in 2 months. It's exceptional. The $500 account you can see is just above it. Well, it's not $500 anymore, nor is it 882, which we calculated earlier. This account is sitting up now at $1,000, just slightly over $1,000. So the 500 has doubled. From the 17th of April, May, June, July, August, September, there's 5 months, October, 6 months. Not bad. And I can see some other deposits they've made here as well, but we were featuring those two transactions. So that's the first product. I think it's the product that most people focus on. It's very simple. If you'd like to try that, get back to the person that shared this link with you, get your affiliate link, get set up, and you could be making profits as soon as tomorrow. If you make the decision today and get funded before midnight, you could be making profits tomorrow. If you want to think about it overnight, well, then that's not going to happen. It'll probably be the day after. So that's that. Now, I said they have a few other bots as well. That's just one. They have a sister bot to that, what we looked at, called the Pro Bot. You'll find that over in Telegram, and they have this other bot that trades 5 currency pairs, 5 crypto pairs, called the Zeus bot. We'll take a quick look at one of those just while we're here. So what you do is to get involved here is you go to Telegram. Now, Telegram is a decentralized communication portal, just like WhatsApp. I'm not a big fan of Telegram, but I'm starting to use it now. But if you go over there, instead of searching for somebody's name, just search for the bank itself. So you type in AURUM Neo Bank. You should find it over there. I found it. Everybody finds it over there. You press open the application, and the mini app opens up on Telegram, and you can log into it with the same credentials you had for your main account. And then in here, this is where you order your Visa card. But right now we want to talk about the Zeus bot. So how does it work? Well, if you've got a little bit of Bitcoin or a little bit of Ethereum or a little bit of, I don't know, BNB sitting on a platform, it's maybe sitting on an exchange, you opened an account years ago and you don't use it anymore. It's just sitting there doing nothing except moving up and down with the value of the market. Well, how about growing that BNB? Or how about growing that Bitcoin or Ethereum? So that's the ability over here with the Zeus bot. So if we look here, we can see that this bot had been trading for 14 hours. The trading period was 14 hours and 59 minutes. Over here, you'll also see the opening price of the trade, the closing price of the trade. You'll see the profit and loss, the spread, and there's a hyperlink inside the data here that pulls you to the exchange. It'll bring you to Binance or OKX or Crack, wherever it is you're trading. It'll pull you over there and show you. In this case, it would be Bitcoin versus the dollar trading platform. Now, I can tell you that this account was funded on the 31st of May this year with 0.7. When we're looking at the screen here, you can see 0.81. That's because the bot, the AI, has done the work. It's starting to build a lot of nice trades here. It probably does only about 5 or 6 trades a day, I would guess. I used to look at it more often, but I'm thinking it's doing about 5 or 6 trades a day. And It's made its way up to from 0.7 to 0.81, but it didn't finish there, guys. It went from 0.81 to 0.82, up to 0.84, 0.88. It went over 0.9 to 9.1. It continued to 0.93. It went up to 0.96, then 0.99, and then it went all the way to a full Bitcoin. Imagine taking 3/4 of a Bitcoin and bringing it all the way to a Bitcoin without knowing how to trade. Yeah, without knowing how to trade, without any experience. This AI, which is changing the world, guys. It's AI can do like 10,000 decisions in a split second, faster than humans, without any emotion. It's really, you're familiar with Chat GPT. I mean, you just type something in there, it has the answer like that. Same here. It's pulling in all the data from all the different exchanges, from all the social media platforms, from all the news channels. It's got its own risk management pre-built in, but it's also overseen by real life traders as well, and that's important as well. So these accounts can disconnect immediately. There's any extraordinary or black swan events, they can be disconnected very, very sharply. And there was a turn in the market in beginning of October. I think about the 10th of October 25. There was a big downturn in the market, and these bots were able to disengage or go in and take a profit when the currencies were dropping. So if it can get past that, I believe we've got a great product here. Just to work out the profit here, let's just see what that was. So it started with 0.7. It's sitting at 1 Bitcoin. So the profit is 0.3. Let's check that out. How much is 0.3 Bitcoin in US dollars, please?
0.3 Bitcoins is $32,082 US dollars and 60 cents.
Okay, so this customer has earned $32,000 without knowing anything about trading, with making money when they sleep, making money when they're at work, making money when they're having their lunch, making money when they're watching television. This bot trades for you by the AI. That's exceptional. $32,000 without introducing a customer, without attending a Zoom. That's the potential. And you can start with as little as $100 worth of Bitcoin. So a really good product over there too, I believe. We have other customers doing bigger stuff. Here's a customer been doing a Bitcoin. Here's another one did 2.75 Bitcoin. That's nearly $300,000, I would assume. But it's not 2.75 anymore. And it's not 2.81 anymore. It's 2.9 and growing. So these are great products, I believe. Again, if you're not even familiar with the industry, get some professional advice before you test these things out. And if you like them, give it a shot and see how it goes for you. Now, my last thing I want to talk about is this card that I've been mentioning. It is Google Pay, Apple Pay enabled. Presently, it doesn't require any KYC. Legislation could change in the future. It depends where the card's issued from. It depends on your country. I don't know the regulations in your country. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here only to share the information with you. But this card requires no driving license, no passport, no utility bill. We don't even need your name on the card. You can put up to $100,000 in a month on it. If you need more than that, and some customers do, believe it or not, then you must KYC. Okay, so this is one version of the card. We have another version which does require KYC. So our customers will have options: those that prefer the KYC route, and of course those that don't. Same with our exchange. We will have a centralized exchange that will require KYC, but we'll also have a decentralized exchange that will not require KYC. So here's a company that's offering options, that's offering choices and choice of product, and because everybody's different, everybody has their own goals and ambitions and their own game plan to get their money to work for them. The loading fee here you can see is 2.2%, but that stays with the community. That's brilliant. It doesn't go to Visa. It does go to AURUM, but AURUM put that back into the community in their affiliate program. This card will also in the future be able to offer up to 10% cash back. Some merchants may only be able to provide 1%, 2%, or 3%. Some other merchants that would have larger margins in their product will be able to offer us 10% cash back when we use this product. And also they're going to build in some other loyalty rewards, such as, for instance, if you're at the airport and you had the black card, Possibly you might be able to get into the VIP lounge before your flight and stuff like that. Those type of things are all going to be developed. So I see a very progressive, forward-looking company with a great ecosystem. You can stop the bot and put the money on the card. You don't have to put the money on the card. You can take it to any other wallet. There's a lot of things going on here, a lot of moving parts, and it's operating fantastically. And as I said, we also have a MasterCard version. The cards will start as little as $33 with no monthly fees. $33 one time off for the small card. The next one is $66. Then there's a $99 one, but the one I'm going to feature is the Infinity card at $249. $150 off that $249 goes back into the affiliate program. So if you were to share this with someone, you can make up to $150 for every card you give away. You also can get paid anytime one of your customers uses this card. Let's pretend you thought this was a good idea and you told 3 people about it, and one of them goes and has coffee tomorrow morning and you got paid. Is that a good deal? And then the other one goes to the gas station or the petrol station to fill up their car and you got paid. Is that a good idea? And then the third customer went for something to eat and paid with a card and you made money. Is that a good deal? So for a one-time recommendation, imagine you got paid for life every time those customers spend money. What if we could teach the customer to pay the groceries, 200, 300, 400 a week on this card, and you got paid every time they bought groceries? What if you got paid when they withdrew money from the ATM machine? Is that a good idea? Well, come and find out more about how you can get involved with putting this card into the hands of the people. You could build a customer base of 2 customers, 20 customers, 200, 2,000, 20,000, 200,000, and get rewarded as each of these customers spend money. Here's one of my customers. This was the second time he ever used it. He was sent to the shop to get some milk. And what John did was he had money trading in his bot and he wanted to take that money out. So what did he do? He said, top up card. So he stopped the bot, topped up his card. Off he went to the shop with USDT, cryptocurrency, and he bought himself some milk.
Here we go then, second official transaction.
No, purple and white. Thank you.
Lovely, thank you, Mina.
There you go. Imagine spending cryptocurrency in a predominantly fiat world. So this works anywhere, Visa, MasterCard. It's been tested in I don't know how many countries around the world. It's absolutely sensational. And it also works at the ATM machines if you've got the physical card. And we know people are having great fun taking out cryptocurrency in fiat currency through the ATM machines. So that's our presentation over today, guys. We've probably taken, I don't know, 30 minutes of your day. We just wanted to share those few things about you and about this company. We talked about Brian Benson from Binance. We talked about his history and his success in trading. We talked about his role here at AURUM. He's building this new exchange. We've actually seen some of the transactions already. That should go live possibly by the end of this year, but certainly I would guess by the launch. And we're in pre-launch, remember. The timing couldn't be any better for you to get involved in this pre-launch. They have a pre-launch so they can iron out any wrinkles, any issues, any problems, testing the cards, testing the payment processors, testing the trading bots. All of those things are going on right now before the full launch in January. And with that said, that is our presentation over. I want to thank all of you for attending. I appreciate your time. Please do get back to the person that shared this with you and get your very valid questions answered. And I wish you every success in whatever decision you come up with. Thank you and have a great rest of your day.
Unmute my mic. That's the best thing. Absolutely fantastic presentation. I love that. And I don't know about you, but when I watched that presentation for the first time, I was really excited what I saw and heard. And it made me get involved. And I'm sorry about the lighting behind me because I've moved into the utility room. And if that excited you, well, then you know what you need to do. You need to get back to the person that shared this presentation with you and create them. Ask them for their link. Get yourself set up with an account. You can create an account, get in for free, Have a look round, and when you're ready, costs you $20 a year to get started, $20 a year, and then you could set up a trading robot from as little as $100 upwards. So, you know, this is for everybody, isn't it? It's for everybody. And I absolutely think this is fantastic. Hopefully you can hear me now. Let me know that you could hear me, because I see a few people saying they can't hear me, but hopefully they can now. And I'm opening up for any questions. If you've got any questions before we shut this down, because we've been live here coming up to just an hour now. So if you've got any questions, pop them in there. But if you haven't got any questions, get back to the person that shared this video with you and get your account created. Get their affiliate link off them. Join. Nobody can join unless they're invited. So get an invitation link. Get your account set up. And if you need help in getting set up, come and join us in our Telegram group, and we'll help you get set up. Once, if your sponsor can't help you, then we can. You know, we've got a Telegram group, and I would love to see you in there. Hopefully you enjoyed that presentation. I'm just blown away, and I want to thank HP for taking the time out to do that live presentation for us. You have a fantastic rest of your day or evening or night, but depending on where you are in the world. Stay safe, and I'll see you on the next broadcast. And I think it's going to be Sunday, this Sunday coming at the same time, which will be around 8 o'clock or 7:50 p.m. on Sunday evening. I'll speak to you then. Bye now.